What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and happy Saturday to all of you out there. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and welcome to the latest installment of the Saturday Chat and Chill, where we kick back, relax, and talk about one topic in the King of Fighters All-Star community for about 15 minutes. In today's installment, what we're going to be talking about is going to be a topic that is rapidly approaching us right now in the King of Fighters All-Star and really any gacha game in general, because yes, you guys, we are just a few short weeks away from Black Friday, and that means that for better or for worse, the holiday season is rapidly approaching us, and we are going to be inundated with things that we are going to need to either, one, hide from and stay away from and try to save our rubies from, or we are going to have a lot of things where we are going to have to spend our rubies and maybe even our hard-earned money on in order to keep up. Because for anybody out there who has played a gacha game for any amount of time, you would know that the end of the year, it typically is going to be a big deal for these gacha games, and we are going to be talking about what we can possibly expect in the King of Fighters All-Star for the holiday season, so that way you guys can hopefully avoid any of the pitfalls that might come your way over the course of the next 6 to 8 weeks. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's just go ahead and hop into the topic. So I wanted to go back in time here, and we're going to go back, as you guys can see, we're on the official forums, and we've gone back to November of last year. So more specifically, we're towards the middle or end of November, heading into Black Friday. So one of the first things we're going to need to talk about here, obviously, is going to be the possibility of a collaboration. Now, there is going to be a collaboration before the end of the year. I am going to give you guys like a 90% certainty on that. I doubt we get through the rest of the year without another collaboration. So with that being said, the next collaboration, I don't want to get into what it could possibly be. I think that there's a lot of good guesses out there, but last year, as you guys can see at the end of November, we did get Guilty Gear. Now, with that being said, I don't think that we're actually going to get a collaboration in November this year. I do believe that they are probably going to push that back to December, and that we're probably going to be more so seeing an inverse of what we saw last year, where we're going to be seeing some kind of interesting banners, or maybe they try to do something different with a banner or so between now and then, or maybe we just continue to get EX characters, which at this point, the next banner for EX volume, was it 7 at this point? That is actually going to be a double EX fighter banner, more than likely, and not feature a lady fighter if they keep the pattern going currently. And you guys can leave your comments in the comment section on who you think that could be. However, right now, what we need to focus on is the timeline, and I do believe that that is what we're going to see. We're probably going to see a continuation of what we're normally used to, maybe with some in-shop perks for Black Friday, maybe with some new events possibly for the holiday, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing a collaboration until December, right? So that gives you guys out there who are collaboration only people, and I know there's a debate in the community on that, but at the same time, you guys out there know that these collaboration fighters are still highly valuable. Obviously, Devil Jin is a thing. So when it comes to these collaborations, while they might not be as meta-defining at times, we have had plenty of them that have been. So it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of up in the air. If you want to save or not, I always recommend save up for the collab and then just judge for yourself what you're looking at when the content actually enters the game, and you can budget accordingly from there. So with that being said, you guys, I don't think that we're probably going to see anything outside of kind of just normal stuff for now in the November area of the calendar, and then maybe we'll get some in-shop items, maybe we'll get some extra events that we haven't had in a while, or new events, maybe we'll get some form of big update. We are going to be seeing the game engine getting updated here very soon. It's going to get an upgrade, which will be nice. But with that being said, I don't think that we're going to get a collaboration in the next 2 weeks, right? I don't see that happening. So that was last year. Don't think we're going to get that again this year. I think instead it's going to kind of reverse itself. So last year, if we go to December, right? So this is going to be the month of December. In December, it was kind of interesting. Now, obviously, to end out the year, the final featured banner was a BS banner back when those were a thing. And we got BS Nameless and BS Dark Ash, right? So that was what we got to end the year last year, right at the last like couple days of December. So that did feature a banner. But then we also had this revamped fighters and new package update here. Now, this was interesting because this was the biggest batch of characters that we had seen buffed in quite a while, and I wonder if possibly we're going to see that again this year. So we did see them stop rerunning these fighters from the SS and the BS banners recently when they started doing these lady fighters more often. So with that said, they're kind of conspicuous by their absence, right? So I potentially could see them trying to do this again and just kind of throw out a bunch of them at one time. And there's a lot of them out there that people are begging for buffs for. So this year, these guys might be off the table, I don't know, but I don't want to get too deep into the weeds with that. All I'll say is there are some major players in the BS and SS categories that if they got the proper buffs, could definitely be contenders for being in that top echelon again. They're never going to be on top of the EX fighters in any capacity, but for those of you out there that have an SS Terry, you know just how useful he still is, right? So with that said, I could see them going this route, maybe even this month. So that is something to keep in mind. We don't know what they're going to do with these EX fighters as far as if they're going to be rerunning them. We don't know if they're going to do any sort of thing like that at all. So we don't know. We also don't know if they're going to be rebuffing and doing anything with the fighters they've previously buffed, or if they're going to continue buffing these fighters in general. But it is the potential in here for this to happen, and if it's going to happen anywhere, it would make sense for it to happen at the end of the year. So with that said, being that we're about 6-7 weeks away from that, I could definitely see that coming this month or next month. So we have to keep our minds open with this kind of stuff, because at the end of the year, these gacha games, they definitely know what they're doing. And if they do decide to have a collaboration in December, if that's the plan, it would make sense if we get some big bait between now and then. Now, would some sort of revamped fighter banner be something that a lot of people would probably just toss the rubies at? It depends on the banner. It depends on who they're using for that, if it is going to be a bait. If I could definitely see like an SS Terry or a BS Nameless or a Dark Ash or those types of characters bringing in people wanting to spend their rubies on. So that is something to keep in mind. So with that said, these are the things that I believe that we need to keep in mind going forward over the next 6-7 weeks. We have 3 potential outcomes here as far as what's coming over those 6-7 weeks. We're either going to get another EX banner, we're going to get a rerun banner of some sort, or we're going to get a collaboration, right? And obviously, certain things in those 3 options are more exciting than others, but I think the collaboration's a lock. I do not see them ending out the year with the last collaboration, being that it's been several months already. So I think that we're definitely going to see one here to end the year, but I think before that is more interesting. So you guys can let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this. I just thought that this was interesting, and I do think that we need to be very cautious with how we spend right now. I know a lot of people are really wanting to spend on that Athena banner because those characters are good, they're adorable, right? I love that banner too. As far as the characters are concerned, I think they're awesome looking, but unfortunately, I'm not spending right now. In fact, guys, I haven't even spent on the card banner, so I don't really feel comfortable at all spending on anything right now, even this card set, because of all this stuff that could be around the corner. And because of that last collaboration and the fact that we got Rugal right after, I'm still playing catch up. So for me personally, I'm in that boat where I'm just going to hold on to everything. But I would recommend that you guys out there that aren't necessarily at that 50K Ruby mark yet would continue to save and just try to avoid this banner right now. Just keep saving, and wait and see what happens, guys, because something big is going to be around the corner. It's the end of the year. Get hype. This is when gacha games are the most hype in any time of the year, and this is something that we need to be very, very wary of. Otherwise, we could find ourselves in a situation where we end up completely broke for that next big thing that we were all excited for. But anyway, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all this. And to end this video off, this is going to be a bit more of a somber note. Typically speaking, I would do something at the beginning of the video, but I want to do something here at the end because I don't feel like just doing like a little placard card at the beginning would really do this any justice. Obviously, a lot of you might have heard that Kevin Conroy did pass away yesterday, and coming from someone, if you can't tell, and one of these days I'm going to get around to doing a tour of this, but if you guys can't tell, this entire room is basically Batman, and that animated series is what got me into Batman as a child to begin with. I mean, I remember vividly watching that. There were two things I watched vividly that I remember as a kid. It was Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, I'll just lump those together. I know I said two, so keep it there. And then Batman the Animated Series. Those were the things I watched, and there's a reason why this room is pretty much all of that. And Kevin Conroy is Batman, and was Batman, and it is very, very sad that what happened, but unfortunately, it is what it is. So I just wanted to go ahead and have something here at the end about that, because I feel like a lot of us, part of our childhood died yesterday, and that really just, I don't know, it just still feels kind of surreal. So I don't want to talk too much about this, but I just wanted to go ahead and put something in here, thoughts and prayers to his family. And yeah, so anyway, you guys, let me know in the comments section down below what you think of all of this, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. You all take care. Peace.
Continue.